You're a singer and you're a rapper. And I hear you were singing before you rapped and you recorded your first song at 9 years old. So with that, like, what does music mean to
Right.
you?
Shit, I mean, music is everything to me. It means a lot to me. It's like that's one of my coping strategies actually. Like it's I cope. It's the way I get through a lot of my pain, a lot of shit that I go through in everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
I just channel it through my music. I run to the studio right away. Any chance I could get. I feel like it plays a big part in my life. When the weed ain't enough, I smoke. So like, or regular things like when your friends, your friend trying to hype you up ain't enough. I turn to my music. I'd rather be alone and just write all day.
Back in 2018, you told Double XL that you make real music. So in your own words, like, what is real music to you?
Real music is, like, I would say real music to me is relatable music, not the. I mean, music is music. Like, don't get me wrong. It's energy. Like, if you have a hyper song, it's still music. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it still should have meaning. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not all just like you're not going to be happy all day. Everybody's not happy all day, and everybody's not sad all day. But I still feel like you need that pain in it. You need that, something that people could relate to, because that's how, that's how people start listening to your music and following your music a lot. Once they can relate, if anybody can relate to it, they're gonna listen to it. I realized that. Yeah. Like, it comes on, and it's a vibe. That's what it is to me. It's a vibe.
So, how would you personally describe your own music?
Yeah, I would describe my music as very like I'm creative when it comes to my music. Like, I would take my time with it. Whether I'm doing reggae music or pop music or R&B, a hype song, very creative with it. I have to relate to, like, people, like, it has to be like pain in it. I'm always gonna stress that. Rather, it's like this music, real music, like I said in 2018.
So what are your plans for your career long-term wise? Like, do you want to just be an underground rapper, or do you want to, like, take it all the way to the top? What is your plans?
I definitely want to take it all the way to the top. I need to sit on a billboards, consistently, like how Drake do it. I need new awards. Every day I'm looking on Instagram and I see some shit like, this person broke this award for that. I'm like, yo, they just make awards at this time. And that's how I want it to be. Like, I'm not hating. I want that shit for me too, and everybody around me. So I feel like I have a label too that I just started. Like, I'm super independent. Yeah. So I'm gonna bring that to the light too. I'm the first artist, of course, and I'm gonna make the way for everybody. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna pave the way for everybody.
So speaking of your label, BleuRose Entertainment, what motivated you to start that?
Actually, my grandmother passed.
Oh, sorry to hear.
No, it's okay. I'm tough. My grandmother was tough, so I'm Gucci. Yeah. So at her funeral, I found out a lot about my grandmother that I didn't know before. Like, her favorite color was blue, like me. I'm like, whoa, my grandmother was a cuz. She was the great, like, I didn't know, it's so much that I wanted to know that I didn't know. So when I found that out, like, the whole funeral was blue, everybody had on blue. They're like, yeah, grandma's favorite color was blue. So we have roses there. And then, I don't know, it just stuck with me. And I was just thinking, like, during that time when I was at my grandmother's house, it was like when I went to see my grandmother, in a hospital and we was going through those things, like, it was a time in my life where I was, I was actually going through other shit in my life, and that happened with my grandmother. So I get there, and it's like, I'm like, yo, this is a lot. And I'm like, yo, I gotta make, this is when you have those little talks with yourself, and let's make writing music. I'm like, yo, I could do this. My grandmother she was the type to always, like, she was so honest. She was an honest lady, like sometimes too honest. Like, if I was trash, I would know. She would tell me, like, why you need to stop them. Like, she was official. So I know when she told me follow my dreams and keep making my music and shit like that. So BleuRose actually.
So, what was it like growing up for you? I hear you're from a neighborhood in Brooklyn called the 90s. Like,
Yeah.
do you feel like it has had any effect on the music that you make?
Oh yeah, it has all the effect on it.
Okay.
Because I told that, like I said before, and every other question, the pain.
Mm.
That's where it comes. I grew up, and and I don't speak about it or rap about it so much to because I want people to learn to pick up guns or do what we did or sell, make money anyhow, scam or
Mm-hmm.
try whatever, however, whatever way,
Yeah.
niggas had to make money. Or I don't try to. I just embrace it because that's where we came from. And we just showing them like it's possible to make it out. Like you don't have to do this. Like nigga, start rapping or something or start singing. And I don't get me wrong. I hate when some because I love music and I've been recording since I was 9 years old. Right
Mm-hmm.
when like a person who doesn't do music, like who don't really do music, just he would tell me yesterday he started rapping and started singing, and now he just he just cocky with it, like this is his thing. He blow up. I would hate that because he doesn't really take it serious as I take it. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I still niggas rapping, singing, doing something a little more productive than being in the streets.
Yeah.
So that what I'm saying, that conquers it over it all. So I don't know.
So, like, what motivates you to like overcome all the things that you've been through? Like, when people go through stuff like that, like they get into like a depressed mode or like they'd have no motivation to do anything. So, like, what motivates you to overcome that?
You're absolutely right. Shit, I can honestly speaking, I would say time
Hmm.
and, and like experience. Because if you keep going through it, I don't and you getting the same results, like and you constantly being depressed about it. I think like at some time in your life you're gonna be like, nah, you have to, because it's just gonna drive you crazy or kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind will definitely kill you if you let it.
Yeah. I,
So yeah, so I don't. My music is really what helps. It helps me a lot. Trust me, because I'm human too. So I have these depressing times. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mm-hmm.
but I get through it. We
I
all can
respect
get.
that.
People have the power to get through it. Same way we got the power to be weak, we still have the power to overcome all that shit.
I feel like you're so intellectual. Like, who taught you how to be this way?
Experience. I told you. I just told you.
Like
It
life.
do a lot, and I come from a good family too. I was just I
Mm-hmm.
come from like my grandmother, grandfather. They very church. They own one of the biggest churches in Florida. Like I grew up in. I'm Jamaican too, so we
Yeah.
grow up with 1, 2 rules. Yeah, we have ways about us. Like nah, my mother won't allow that shit.
Yeah. My family's Jamaican, my mom's side. Yeah. So I understand for sure.
Yeah.
So, speaking of your career now, tell me one of the best moments in your career.
Mm, best my career. Now I gotta be honest. My daughter. I had a new daughter.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter, 2 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, Alani. Her mother. I met her mother. 'Cause if I didn't meet her, I wouldn't have Alani. So
Oh,
that
that
was
is so sweet. Oh my gosh.
the 3 daughters. Yeah, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. I think that's like one of the best. That's like that little girl is my best friend right now.
Amazing.
Met a lot of people in the music shit, but I don't know. I don't really like. I'm gonna be that person soon, so it doesn't really excite me.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that I feel like would have excited me, like I would have been excited to meet, like Tupac and Biggie. They're not here. Like certain people, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really. I don't mind. Maybe a Drake. I still like Drake. I love Riri.
Yeah. Who doesn't? Yeah. You're right. So, when you were first coming up in your career, did you face any challenges? And if so, what advice would you give to other upcoming rappers to avoid that same situation?
Shit, I remember one time. Like I'm not gonna lie with this. I never got booed before, and
Oh.
it was this. Yeah, hell yeah. It was this night I had a show with P&B,
Mm-hmm.
with my past label. Um, I remember they kept waiting for P&B, but they knew I was coming too. I
Mm-hmm.
was that they wanted to see. But you know, like when they have a couple acts before, like they would keep playing like, all right, yeah, I want Corey Finesse. All right, Corey Finesse come right now, and then they would throw somebody else. Or yeah, I want y'all ready for P&B tonight? And throw somebody else. So they kept doing that until the crowd got so tired and restless. Like, so I was right before P&B.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I seen them start, like not before, right before me, the act before me is when they started booing. Or the two acts before me, they started booing. I'm like, oh shit, it's getting crazy now.
Mm-hmm.
That's when that was a challenge for me because I'm like, hold up. That's when I've never been nervous to perform.
Uh-huh.
Always have great energy, you know. I always turn up. Like I love the crowd. I love it. I embrace that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But that day when I heard them booing outside, I'm like, whoa. I gotta go out there. I would feel like a kid. Like, wait, I gotta go out there, mommy. I don't want to go out. I swear I was shook. I went out there. And I still heard, like, I was hearing boos. I'm like, nah, I'm getting booed right now. They're like, Corey Finesse. They made a little, presentation for me. And, yes, baby. And then it was lit after that. I'm not gonna lie, that was one time I was actually scared. That shit never happened to me before. And it was I felt like it was close to home too. I'm like, what? Jersey is acting like this? But they want to see who they want to see. Like,
yeah.
And I understood that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy because I was just watching something Steve Harvey said, like, that he was watching everybody get booed. The same shit, like the day he met Steve Harvey, the day he met D.L. Hughley, Jamie Foxx, seen everybody get booed. He said Jamie Foxx got booed, and then that nigga started singing. They was doing a comedy shit, and then he said Jamie Foxx just started singing, and that's when the crowd turned up. And then he went back to his comedian shit, and they started booing him again. So Steve Harvey was shook now. He said, yo, bro, I'm shook. I was just watching. He's like, now I'm shook. I don't know what to tell. I'm like, yo, this is crazy because this is what I went through.
Mm-hmm.
He like, and I didn't feel as bad. This is what I'm actually telling you, right? I haven't told anybody this in the world probably. Ever since, I try to keep this a secret, matter of fact. I haven't told anybody this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm actually telling you right now. I watched it probably 2 days ago. That's so crazy. Look how ironic it is.
Very ironic.
Like 2 days ago, I think my mother sent it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Steve Harvey, Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is somebody who I love as a person. Like, I love Jamie Foxx.
So I hear you have 2 new singles and an EP coming out. Tell us about that, and why did you choose now to release it?
Well, let's answer the last. Well, I chose now to release it because I like to wait too long for shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, nah, this is not the right time, or this not. It is no right time right now. This is coronavirus going on. It's a whole bunch of shit. Everybody's quarantined.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like there is no right time, and I don't want to think too much like I usually do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the name of the EP is Wounded King. I do have two songs about to drop.
Okay.
One called Dear Shooter. It's a King Shooter tribute. My friend that just died, also Davy's friend.
Mm-hmm.
Then Drop Top is with Papa the Don. This is another artist from Brooklyn. It's my friend.
Okay. So what we can expect this like in a week, 2 weeks, a month?
Maybe I would say I want to say the end of August. I don't want to give you a date and then I don't drop it, but I actually want to drop it on August 23rd. That's BleuRose Day. That's Grandma's Day, and that's actually my gang day too.
Wow. And this is dropping underneath your label.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So my last 2 questions for you.
No problem.
So you personally being both a rapper and a singer, how do you feel music has changed over time?
Music has changed a lot because when I grew up listening to music and singing, because I grew up singing first. Mm-hmm. People that I used to listen to was like 112, maybe the old Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Like the real old Chris Brown, like the Your Man Ain't Me type Chris Brown. not this new nigga Chris. I like the old Chris.
Yes.
When he was like on some when he was a little Bow Wow, shorty like mine type Chris Brown. Who else? Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx was my main influences, and my uncle. My uncle, he had a group. Them niggas used to be in a crib singing like fucking 112 Boys to Men. Boys, another one. That's my favorite.
Yes.
So like, I feel like it changed a lot because then you look at that like Slick Rick, look at rap, and now, and then it started changing already. From then it started going to like who could I say, Neo, like so like who else, like Mario, like those kind of like it changed up. R. Kelly, despite all, know, everything. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how if I should even say this in an interview, but R. Kelly is like he's the GOAT in the music.
Yeah, he is. I'd say separate the music from the person. That's me personally.
I'm separating the music from the person. The music is A1. So like that compared to now, and we got little Uzis and it's just crazy. Like what type of just and little babies, and it wasn't like that before.
Yeah, I agree. And
nothing, and I can't expect anything to stay the same. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna change. You know that over time, it's gonna advance, or it's gonna, I don't know. It's supposed to advance. I don't know. Time is just different now, though. You know, generations, and it's just like this is the younger crowd.
Yeah.
And the old folks can be in control of it still. I mean, they have a part of it forever because it's the history, but
yeah. So my last question to you, what are your plans music-wise after quarantine, after coronavirus and all this?
After quarantine, but after this, who knows? When is this shit gonna be done? Honestly,
I mean, true. I mean, I hear it's supposed to be like a vaccine coming out November, December, but I don't know how true that is. But
vaccine, I don't know. But and like I said, the label BleuRose, I'm gonna by the time quarantine, whenever this shit happens, I'm gonna blow up already. BleuRose is gonna blow up. I'm gonna have an artist or two. I have producers. I have everybody lined up already. I just, it's just gonna take that. It's me.
So you don't want to do like a concert or nothing?
Of course. Hell yeah, I want to come.
Am I gonna come? Of course, if I'm invited.
Of course you're invited. Good to bow.
Thank you.